Hi guys, it's Kirsty and welcome back to my channel. I am finally back, I'm filming and I am more motivated than ever. So today's video, as you will have seen by the title, is going to be my weight loss slash fitness journey. It's been a long one, it's been a good one. This video is going to be a long one, I can tell already just from sort of the ideas in my head and what I know I want to discuss in this video. It's going to be a long one. But it is basically the launch of my channel again. So basically this will be sort of to show you where I started, what I have been doing recently, sort of past struggles with weight and body image and stuff like that, as well as what I do now, what I love doing, how I got to where I am, and just all that sort of stuff in between. It's also going to sort of introduce what I'm going to be making my channel more about now. Obviously, if you've watched my channel for a while, it used to be very more focused on sort of makeup and beauty sort of stuff, and fitness and lifestyle is a lot more where my direction is going to go when it comes to this channel. It's what I'm passionate about, it's what I enjoy talking about, it's where I see myself going in the future, so that's why I'm here. So basically I'll just start from the start and discuss sort of like my childhood and how I was as a kid, which was very, very active. Back when I lived in England, I did gymnastics and played football, or soccer as it's called here in Australia. I was a very active kid. I can't really remember what kind of food I ate, but I ate just like normal kids food. I didn't like vegetables. I remember sitting at the dinner table, mum forcing me to eat my veggies because I didn't like them at all back then. But all in all, I was a very, very active kid. I had a really fast metabolism and I was really, really slim and just a little kid, really. I'll put some photos up for you guys to see what I mean. I was just like a very small child. I mean, I'm still quite short, but that was probably until I was about 12 or 13. I was always just like really active, really slim, never even thought about my body as like a problem or anything like that. I was just a happy kid running around, always hung out with the boys, climbing trees and playing soccer and all that kind of thing. When I moved to Australia, I then started playing netball. I was then very, very active in that respect. I played netball for club and my school. I also did state trials. I hurt my ankle doing state trials, so I couldn't play, but you know, I was very, very into my netball and stuff like that. Then sort of high school was where things got a little bit interesting. Yeah, I went to a high school where I didn't really have a whole lot of friends. I think that is where my body image problems probably started. I remember being in a class and I remember one of the girls saying that I had a muffin top because my pants were too tight and you could see my love handles coming out, and that to me was the first thing that ever made me question like how I looked and what my body looked like. I then left that school and didn't really think much of it. I still was playing netball, knew nothing about nutrition, and I used to eat a lot of rubbish. I got a job when I was 14, so when I was only in year 9, and I worked at Hungry Jack's, so I ate plenty of Hungry Jack's. I used to snack on like Pringles and stuff at school, and during sort of like year 9 and year 10 was probably where things sort of were a little bit worse for my health wise. I remember not eating very well. My mental health wasn't great either. I was going through quite a few things, like mentally I really wasn't happy with like who I was, or like that sort of trying to find myself still in high school. I remember being really self-conscious about things that I wore and stuff like that. I don't think I really even was overweight at this point. I was quite just like a normal size, but that's when sort of Instagram was starting and people were very judgy, and you know, like I remember once getting a message on Tumblr from someone saying like, don't wear leggings to school because I can see your fat rolls, and I don't think I was fat back at this point anyway, but the fact that someone said that to me really like affected me back then. So back then, yeah, I was pretty unhealthy. I really didn't eat a lot of good food at all. I think the only real, I mean, like dinners were quite healthy because mum always made quite healthy dinners, but other than that, during school time I would go to the shops and get Pringles or M&Ms or Maltesers or whatever, and that's what I would like snack on throughout school. Eventually that took a toll on my body, and eventually my metabolism wasn't quite as quick as it used to be. I remember about year 11 was when I got to the stage, it was halfway through year 11 and I got to the stage where I was like, I was like, oh my god, I'm so fat. I'll put up more photos and stuff as well, just to sort of like show you what I mean. I wasn't even that overweight at that point, but I remember being like, nope, I'm going to do something about this, and I joined a gym, and Mum and I went on Michelle Bridges, and at that point I started eating really well. I lost pretty sure it was 8 kilos at that point, and I lost like, you know, there was a very big difference, and I got really small and I started to really enjoy what I was doing. I pushed myself a lot. I really liked going to the gym and all that sort of stuff, and that was up until the start of year 12. I was sort of doing that. It really clean to the stage that I didn't eat like anything bad at all. I think I probably restricted myself too much. I was very calorie based, and I remember having a heart rate monitor, and I would go to the gym and had to burn off more calories than I'd eaten every day. I think it did get maybe a little bit unhealthy in the respect that I was very harsh on myself at that point. I don't think it was that unhealthy at the time. I thought I was doing sort of fine, but I do remember, you know, like I was going to the gym morning and night, 2 hours in the morning, an hour at night. Like all of my spare time would be going to the gym. I just did gym classes, so I did like body attack, body pump, indoor group training, morning and night, like every day, eating nothing but like salads and fruit and stuff like that. And I think I was very healthy, and I felt really good, and I was doing really well, and people started to notice. And I remember posting a photo on Facebook and 300 people liked it, and I was like, oh, I look amazing, like, you know, all that sort of stuff. But I don't think what I was doing at that point was sustainable, and I lost weight really quickly. I think it was within 4 months or something I lost the weight, and I don't think I wasn't living like a sustainable lifestyle at that point. Like it was too structured, and I didn't have any sort of like leeway or relaxation with what I was doing. So then in year 12, Hayden and I started dating. I remember that was something really exciting. Like he was my first boyfriend, and we started seeing each other, and that's when I sort of chilled out on what I was eating and stuff. You know, like we would go to the movies and I'd have M&Ms with my food, and, you know, slowly just like living life and having fun with my new partner and all that sort of stuff. And throughout year 12 I sort of stayed similar weight to what I was. I did slow down on the gym because I could no longer afford to go to the gym that I was going to. It is, where I go is not really expensive, but as a year 12 working at Hungry Jack's, it was expensive when I had things like schoolies and graduation and formal, and Hayden and I also went on a cruise at the end of year 12, so I had quite a lot to pay for. And when I turned 18 I had to start paying my own phone bill, and, you know, like I got a car in year 12 and all that sort of stuff. There was suddenly like a lot more expenses, and therefore I couldn't pay for my gym membership. So I still kind of ate like on and off, good and bad, throughout the rest of year 12. I was obviously drinking a lot more in year 12. Like that was when we were all turning 18. We sort of partied most weekends, got like quite drunk, and I was drinking very sugary drinks. Like I was drinking a lot of cruisers and UDLs and stuff that were like full of sugar. And I sort of chilled out on my exercise and stuff because I was like, oh, you know, like I look fine, like, you know, didn't think about the fact that I could put it all back on. It was like, no, this is how I am now, that's fine. And so spent sort of like the next couple of years out of school was sort of up and down for me. I was sort of like, would go to the gym for like a few weeks, or like go once a week, or, you know, like sort of was very inconsistent for the next few years. I never really got dedicated again. Like I remember at one point Sammy and I went to the gym just around the corner from us when we lived in Glenelg. Like we went there for a few weeks, you know, like it was sort of like a few weeks here, a few weeks there, a gym class here, a healthy meal here. Well, I didn't eat terrible, but it wasn't good either. And slowly I started putting the weight on, and I didn't really notice that much at the time. I sort of thought I was staying the same because obviously seeing yourself every day you don't really notice. It wasn't until I started seeing photos and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm huge. And this was May, June time this year. Oh, probably early, probably since the start of this year even. I was sort of like, oh, like, I don't like how I look, like, you know, I'm really fat now, blah, blah, blah. And I had put on quite a bit of weight over this time. Wasn't really eating well, wasn't enjoying uni at all, so that at uni I would just eat junk food and drinking a lot of coffee, or I'd get McDonald's at uni or on the way home from uni, you know, like I just wasn't really fueling my body with anything that it actually needed. And so this is when everything changed. So that's everything that's how how things changed over sort of like my whole life until the 1st of July this year. So something in me clicked and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do something about this. I've seen, you know, like some girls on YouTube that I watch and some Instagrammers, and a few girls that I went to school with have lost some weight, and I was like, oh, I can do that. I was like, I've lost weight before. I can't believe I put it back on because that was really stupid of me. But, you know, like I want to feel good in myself, and, you know, like Hayden stuck by me even when I put on all this weight, and he loved me no matter how I was, and you know, not because he obviously loves me for who I am and not my body. And so I wanted to do this for me. Originally I went on, I tried some Isogenics products, which is a type of weight loss sort of shakes and supplements and stuff like that, and that's sort of what kick-started it. Through a girl that I know who's done it and she's lost lots of weight through it, that's what sort of kick-started this, like how I just got started again. So I just had like a few of the shakes and stuff like that, and I started going to the gym again. So I started off, I remember the first week I went to the gym, I just went in to the women's only part of my gym, did some stuff on the treadmill, did some stuff on the cross trainer, you know, just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Did some squats and some lunges and stuff like that, and started eating really, really clean. But I started making stuff that I enjoyed, which is the big difference for me, especially because I have the biggest sweet tooth. I love chocolate. So I looked online and found alternatives for the stuff that I've been eating. So instead of eating, you know, like Cadbury chocolate and stuff, I'll eat like a Blue Dinosaur bar or a Loving Earth chocolate or organic chocolate or something sweet that's, you know, like fruit and stuff like that, rather than going straight to like sugary processed chocolate. I then changed up the way I work out. So I will do HIIT sessions usually, which I do mix up a bit more now and do some weights, some HIIT sessions to keep my body sort of always wandering. So usually we'll do Tabata sessions. I usually do like some time on the gym and on the treadmill to warm up, and then I'll do 5 or 6 sort of Tabata sessions, and that's all plyometric. I barely use any, like, usually it's all body weight. I use some dumbbells sometimes and kettlebells and stuff like that, but basically it's like jump lunges, jump squats, burpees, you know, all that sort of like body weight, jumping around, using lots of energy, getting to a fat burning state of working out. And I do that probably 6 days a week. I will do fat burning HIIT workouts. I also go for walks every morning at the moment, so I'll walk every day just around my neighborhood and do some HIIT stuff sometimes at the school there as well. Like we'll walk, me and my brother will walk up, do some exercises like up at my local like primary school where they've got like a netball court and a oval and stuff, and then we'll walk back. I do go to a lot of gym classes again as well. I do IGT mostly is what I do, but I'll do body pump and RPM as well. When I first started this sort of like weight loss journey now, I definitely didn't know very much about nutrition, which is something I've learned a lot more about. I thought like, oh my god, I don't want toast because it's bread and bread's carbs, and you know, all that sort of stuff, which I've done a lot more research in, which is the sort of stuff I want to discuss on my channel now as well. There's a lot of foods I used to be really scared of, which I'm definitely not anymore. I don't restrict myself at all. If I want something, I'm gonna eat it, but at the same time, I really don't crave things anymore, which is the best. I just spent 4 weeks in Europe, so I did splurge a lot on what I ate, and I definitely felt it. Like the difference was insane. I think this whole journey for me has been incredible physically and mentally. I think my mental health is better than it has ever been. I think I'm so happy with where I'm at. I am not where I want to be at yet. Like I have a lot more weight to lose, and I have a lot more muscle to build, and I have a lot more fitness to gain, and you know, there's a lot of stuff that I still want to work on. But right now, as of the Thursday the 7th of December 2017, I have lost 11.5 kilos, which for me is amazing. I think that's a really good stage to be at. I work out 6 days a week roughly. I eat mostly clean, plant-based sort of food. I try to eat as much organic sort of stuff as possible. I drink 3 litres of water a day. My skin's quite bad at the moment just because I've just got off holiday and I was eating a lot of English chocolate, so that's something that I'm sorting out. I am going to do a dedicated video on my acne and curing my skin. You know, I have a lot of probiotics and prebiotics in my diet. I have a healthy amount of fats and like sugars and this and that, and I just have such a balanced lifestyle now. You know, some weeks I won't work out 6 days a week, but I love working out and I love the feeling I get, and I love pushing myself, and I love going on hikes and walks and doing anything that keeps me active, and I think that's a really healthy way to be living. I think the way I'm living at the moment is a way that I want to and think I can live forever. I enjoy the food I'm eating. I enjoy experimenting with new foods. I enjoy sharing new foods and finding new recipes, and you know, I watch a lot of YouTubers who inspire me to try new things, and I think that's how it should be. I'm not scared of food. I remember I went through a stage where I was scared of eating, you know, like if I ate chocolate, I wouldn't feel good about myself for the next day because I ate chocolate. And as much as I don't really eat normal chocolate anymore, if I do, I'm not going to punish myself for it. I think it's very important to have a balanced life, but at the end of the day, it's all about, you know, how you can live forever and your lifestyle and how you want to be, and well, I don't know, I'm rambling a lot now. So that's sort of my journey so far. This is part 1 because I do hope to grow a lot more and I hope to make a lot more changes. In the past 6 months, I've made humongous steps and I think I look a lot different to what I did, and the aim is to look even better. But to be honest, it's not even about how I look anymore, it's more about how I feel. The fact that my body is changing every day is an added bonus. Yeah, I think that's it. I've talked for like 20 minutes, so I think I've covered everything. If not, I will add things into a vlog. If I have missed anything that you think is important, please write down in the comments down below. I always answer my comments. I always reply to people. I'm always ready for a chat with whoever wants to chat with me. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you do want more regular fitness sort of stuff from me, if you follow my Instagram, it's just at Kirsty_Lane. I post stuff on there on my story every day, and I post a photo almost every day as well, just talking about what I'm up to and where I'm at, and you know, all those sorts of things which are relevant to my life. I will be posting a lot more regularly on here now, so I hope if you are not already subscribed, you will subscribe to my channel. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.